this region. All right, moving on to the word problem. You work both at Macy's and Journeys at South Hills Village Mall. You make $9 an hour at Macy's and $8 an hour at Journeys. Your goal is to work at most 140 hours this summer. Earn at least $1,000 to buy the new iPhone X. This just shows you probably how old the worksheet is. I don't know what kind of phones they're on. I have a 6S, actually, and it's still working. All right, so write a system of inequalities that represents the scenario above. Use X for the number of hours you work at Macy's and Y for the number of hours you work at Journeys. So if we take a look at our inequality, we need one that deals with the amount of money we need to make, and we need one that deals with the number of hours we can work. So let's do the money first. You make $9 an hour at Macy's, and X represents the number of hours you work at Macy's. So your inequality is going to start off with 9X. And then how much do you make at Journeys? Well, you make $8 an hour, and Y is the number of hours you work at Journeys. So we're going to add the amount you make at Macy's plus the amount you make at Journeys, and you want to earn at least $1,000, which means it would be awesome if you even earned more, right? At least, meaning the minimum is $1,000. There's your first inequality. Second inequality deals with the number of hours you're going to work. You can only work at most 140 hours. So we have to take the number of hours you work at Macy's, which is X, and add it to the number of hours you work at Journeys, which is Y. At most, you can work 140 hours, which means it has to be less than or equal to 140. There's your system. Now it says graph the system, and we don't want to turn these into slope-intercept form because the intervals are not by ones. Okay, so it's not like we can go up 1 over 2, all right? So we're going to find the intercepts. When we find the intercepts, we have to find 4 intercepts, right? 2 for the first inequality and 2 for the second inequality. All right, so let's find the ones for the first inequality. I'm going to split this in half. I have 9x plus 8y equals 1,000. Remember, I can change it to an equals because I'm actually finding that value. If we find the x-intercept, we plug 0 in for y. So 9x plus 8 times 0 equals 1,000. That goes away. Whoops. Divide by 9, divide by 9. X equals, and it will be a decimal, and that's okay. All right? Let's find the y-intercept, which means I'm going to plug 0 in for x. 9 times 0 goes away. Let's divide everything by 8, and then y equals 125. So let's go plot that one. All right, so x is 110 or 111.1. You're going to obviously estimate this. And y is 125. And of course, we need to make sure we label. All right, x is the number of hours work at Macy's. And the y is the number of hours you work at Journeys. Okay, so we have those two intercepts. And we have a greater than or equal to symbol, so we're going to draw a solid line. Let's figure out where our shading is, okay, while we're here. I can absolutely test the point 0, 0. So if I plug it in, I'll just do it up here. 9 times 0 plus 8 times 0 is greater than or equal to 1,000. Well, 9 times 0, 0. 8 times 0, 0. Is 0 greater than or equal to 1,000? Absolutely not. So my arrows are going to go over the origin. Okay. Let's look at the second one. And I'll do it in a different color. I'll do it in, let's do it in blue. All right. X plus y is less than or equal to 140. Let's find the x-intercept, which means I'm going to plug 0 in for y. Well, I'm hoping you guys can see that goes away. X is equal to 140. All right. Plotting that one right there. If I want to find my y-intercept, plug 0 in. 0 plus y, again, we can make it equals to 140. Well, that goes away, so y is equal to 140. And I have an equal symbol in my inequality, so I'm going to draw a straight line. Let's connect them a little better. Okay. So now where is my inequality? Well, I can absolutely plug 0, 0 in to test it. 0 plus 0 is less than or equal to 140. Is 0 less than or equal to 140? Absolutely. So my arrows for the blue are going towards the origin. So hopefully you can see where the overlap is, right here in the middle. So the question is, well, what does that represent? All of the solutions, okay, which we could do number 8 first, all of the solutions represent the number of hours you can work at Macy's and Journeys that will keep you working at most 140 hours, but earn that $1,000 you need. Okay, so the combination of hours worked at Macy's and Journeys that keep me from working 140 hours or less, right, at most 140 hours, and earn at least $1,000. Right? So if you want to be most efficient, it says give one possible combination of hours worked at each store that is a solution. Well, you can say, well, hold on, how many hours do I have to work? And I can work 60 hours at Macy's and 70 hours at Journeys, right? 60 at Macy's, 70 at Journeys, and think, that's 130 hours. Or I can maybe try to work a ton more at Macy's since I make a little more money. 110 at Macy's and only 10 at Journeys. That's 120 hours. Right? You could be most efficient. Well, that's 10 hours less. So 110 at Macy's and 10 at Journeys. So any combination of hours that would be in this shaded region would be a solution to the system that, again, would make you work no more than 140 hours and earn that $1,000. Okay, thanks for watching.